Steve Merritt here, and I'm going to be going through the Lifewave compensation plan with you to help you understand a bit better of how exactly you generate income using the Lifewave X39 patches, the hottest product in the entire industry. I've never seen anything like it. It's actually a technology. Let me give you a little insight of what I know about this industry that I've been in for over 36 years. The most important thing is you've got to have a product that lights up the compensation plan. You could tell me, I've got this great compensation plan, but if you don't have a product that's patented, that's exclusive, that nobody else can have, and it's got to work as fast as this X39, I've never seen a technology or a product that works like this X39. That is what's lighting up this incredible compensation plan that Lifewave has to have. It's one of the most lucrative plans I have ever experienced in my life. Now, what is the first thing you need to know? First of all, you can generate income by having retail customers. So when you sell at $150 sleeve, again, this is a sleeve. When you hear the word sleeve mentioned, that's a 30-day supply of the X39 patches, and it's enough for one person for 1 month. So when you sell one of these at retail, you can make $50 from full retail, $50 from that $150 sale. The company actually sends that to you on a weekly basis. So as many as you want to sell, you can make 50 bucks. When they come in as a preferred customer, you can make $20 in the retail bonus. Now, the next thing would be the product introductory bonuses as you sign people up on the packages. So there's a core package, the advanced package, and the premier package, the premium, package. Now, what happens here is that every time you sponsor somebody on a core, you're going to make $35 from the PIB bonus. When you sponsor somebody on an advanced package, you're going to make $75, as many as you want. And when you sign somebody up on a premium package, you're going to make $405. Remember this, whatever package you come in at is what is going to be the easiest one for you to promote. So think about that as you get sponsored. And I will tell you this much, I don't have any of my 67 plus senior presidential directors, the highest rank, that have got there without getting the premium package. So make sure you consider that when you're helping yourself get in and helping your friends. Again, you can upgrade. So I do love the fact that if you come in as an advanced, you only came in for $535, you can upgrade to the premium and only pay the difference and get the rest of the sleeves that you didn't get, the difference between the premium and the advanced. So make sure that you understand that, and understand that in order to move through the ranks and generate all the income from the compensation plan, one sleeve subscription allows you to keep the points of the people that are being placed underneath you. Two sleeve subscription allows you to make the entire compensation plan, versus one sleeve, you only can make $100 per week. So I always suggest people coming in properly on at least the advanced package, so they have enough sleeves at least to get started. It's really not enough. You really need the premium package, but at least you could come in on the advanced package to get started. Remember, the premium package, you get the sleeves down to $87 per sleeve, and you get 2 months subscription paid for after your first month in the business. That's all included in that $1,750. Now remember this, you cannot start any business on a credit card. This Lifewave business, you could get started on a credit card. You're in for $1,750, and you could build it as big as you possibly want to build it. Why do I get the premium package? Because then I can actually loan my sleeves to people as they sign up. So if my friend comes in advance, I can loan him 6 sleeves, tell him to patch every one that he loves. Then they're going to get excited about the opportunity, and they're going to hear testimonies right away. They don't have to wait a week for them to get a testimony, and their people are going to be signing up people before they even get their package in the mail. And now they're going to give me my sleeves back when they get their package. From my experience, I've had people come in at the advanced. They have such great success with the people they're patching that before they even get their first package, they've already upgraded to the premium. That is why I like the premium. So I'm loaning. I'm not giving the sleeves. I'm not actually giving a lot of samples away. I'm loaning them as I sign people up in the business. Understand, as I contact people, I'm leading with the best technology I've ever seen in my life. And then I let them know how incredible people are feeling and their health improvement is. And because of it, it screams opportunity. So in the same breath that I'm leading with the technology, I'm talking about opportunity so people understand what kind of opportunity we have in this business. The Lifewave compensation plan is built as a binary, so you're going to build a right team and a left team. What I love about the Lifewave compensation plan is that it has some ways to protect the binary, where many binaries in the network marketing industry do not do that. So what do I mean by that? You've got to go manager, which is you coming in on at least 300 points, which is the advanced package, and putting 2 core to the right, 2 core to the left. You got to be on 2 sleeve subscription. They all can be on 1 sleeve. Now you can make up to $1,500 per week in the binary. The binary works on a cycle. So what happens is you have 660 points on one side, 330 points on the other. You're going to generate $50 in the cycle. So it cycles back and forth as you're putting people to the right and people to the left. You're going to generate cycles as the volume produces. So every time you put 330 on one side and 660 on the other, you're going to generate a cycle of volume that's going to allow you to make $50 per cycle. You could cycle as many times as you want, up to 500 cycles, which equals out to be $25,000 a week in the binary portion of this compensation plan. There is no generational cap. You could take this down into infinity. The only cap is once all that volume and you're cycling back and forth equals out to be $25,000 a week. They cap you at over $1 million per year on the $25,000 a week, which I believe is fair. We've got multiple people in just a short time that we've been in the business already achieving that rank. We can't promise that you're going to achieve that. We don't know your effort. We don't know your ambition level, but I know one thing, that if you put the work in, you're going to start seeing incredible success. That's how the binary works. So like I said, at manager, you could make up to $1,500 per week from that team commission in the binary as a manager. You still can make as much as you want as you're signing people up through the product introductory bonuses, as much as you want. Any kind of retail customers, you make as much as you want. Now, let's get to director. When you get to director, you're going to have to help one person on the right, one on the left go manager. So you'll see on the diagram here, you've got a manager on the right, manager on the left. Once you become a director, you can generate up to $2,500 per week as a director. So again, the binary is protected. You pin in about 13 people and you can make up to $2,500 per week, cycling back and forth, like I said, how the binary works. Now, the next rank, which is the last rank that you've got to do any kind of structure in the business, is called senior director. If you thought manager was pretty easy, basically your mom, your cousin, your brother, sister, now you're a manager, then you believe that you could go director pretty easy because you just got to help 2 people do that. Now you're a director. If you thought director was very simple, then now you just got to help 2 other people go director, and you're called a senior director. Again, you've got to have your 300 points, which comes from an advanced package. You've got to be on 2 sleeve auto ship as you're building your businesses. All your managers that you break have to have the same thing, with at least 2 people right, 2 people left on a core package, or 180 points and on 1 sleeve. Follow the diagram. We've got everything at thisisitteam.com. You can go and you can download every single rank. So you can download the manager rank, you can download the director rank and the senior director rank, so you're ready to put everybody in those slots, and you can fill it in and you can track yourself as you move through these ranks, which is the only structure to get yourself to the highest rank in the business, which is senior presidential director. Now, at senior director, with 10,000 points of volume going through your personal volume, you can make up to $3,500 per week. And again, all our forms can be downloaded on thisisitteam.com, so you can follow and track your success. Now, the next thing that you want to know is that we want to get you to executive. What is executive? It's the exact same amount of structure. So you've just got to be a senior director, but now you're going to have generated 50,000 points. Instead of 10, now you're going up to 50,000 points. You can make up to $7,500 per week as an executive director in the business. Again, the next rank is presidential director. Presidential director has that same structure, but now you've got $100,000 of volume going through your business, and you can make up to $12,500 per week as a presidential director. And then the highest rank is senior presidential director. Now you need 200,000 points of volume going through your business on a 4-week basis. So all these points are accumulated within 4 weeks. So whether you're doing the senior director, the executive, the presidential, or the senior presidential director, all of this volume, 10,000 as a senior director, counts as a 4-week track record. So as 4 weeks are going through 31 days, you need to have 10,000 points. Same thing with executive, you got to have 50,000 points. Senior director, you need to have 100,000 points. And senior presidential director, you need to have 200,000 points. So again, at presidential director, you need 100,000 points to make $12,500 per week. And at senior presidential director, you need 200,000 points to make $25,000 per week. So those are all the ranks in the Lifewave compensation plan. And again, that is how you move through the ranks through the team commission. So what's the next rank the next spot that you wanted? It's called the matching bonus. Now on the matching bonus, you're going to take and you're going to generate income for the people that you bring into the business. So the binary allows you to generate income for people you don't even know in the business, but the matching bonus, as you bring in people, you're going to be able to make even more money. So when you bring somebody in at your first level, which would be your first generation, so if I sponsored you, I would make 25% of what you make in the team commission. So if you're making $1,000 a week, I make $250. If you're making $10,000 a week, I make $2,500 a week. When you're making $25,000 a week, I'm going to make $6,250. So it works the same way on the second generation, but 20%. So if somebody's making $25,000 a week, you're going to be making $5,000 a week from as many people as that first generation sponsor that hit that rank, or whatever they're making in the team commission, you're making 20%. And the third generation, you're going to make the exact same amount. Now there's a couple check marks or qualifications that you have to go through to hit those different generations, but you can look those through on the PDFs and the files on how to do it, but it's very, very simple to get to those generations so you can generate income in your business 3 generations deep from the people that you put in the business. So again, it's unlimited amount of income. The team commission's capped at $25,000 a week. The commission, the matching bonus, is not capped. You can make unlimited amount of money through the matching bonus on the Lifewave compensation plan. And they've also added a senior presidential global pool where you get bonus shares as you grow your business. So the exciting thing is they keep acting and keep creating ways. This was just recently added, this leadership bonus pool that you get paid quarterly, every quarter as you build your business. You got to have at least 600,000 points in a 4-week period, and as you help people get to 100,000 points in their business, you're going to be getting 5 shares, and every single week that you put in more than 20,000 points from the week before in your business, you generate a percentage, and it does add up fast from experience. It's exciting. So these are the ways that you can start understanding the Lifewave compensation plan. We're excited to have you on board, excited to have you on the team. This is a team is the fastest growing team in the company, and I encourage you to follow along and duplicate. Just copy what has been working for everyone else, and you're going to be moving forward and having incredible success in your Lifewave business.